coach of the Erie Explosion, Sean Liotta, his team, 88-34 winners over the Western PA Sting. And I was saying towards the end of the television broadcast, Coach, that I was going to have to rib you a little bit because during our pregame you said it wasn't going to be 81-7 tonight. You end up with 88 points. And we'll start, obviously, on the offensive side of the ball. A.J. McKenna's first start. A little sluggish out of the gate. You had a turnover on downs, and even the crowd was getting on him a little bit. But, boy, when he got into a rhythm, it was lights out the rest of the night. 7 through the air, 4 with his legs, touchdown-wise.
Sure, I thought he played well. I mean, first game out of the chute, he had 2 practices. Our offense was at about 40% as far as what we had in the plan for tonight. So I wanted to keep it real simple for him, coming out, make sure we could execute. And, I told him the first couple of drives he struggled, and I told him, AJ, just settle down, make your reads, get the ball to the playmakers, and they'll make plays. And then he started to do that, and I don't know if they stopped us after that point. I don't know. So he threw the one interception where he didn't see the guy sitting there. But overall, I was very pleased with his effort.
He spread the ball around real nice tonight. Got Willie Idolette, your brand new receiver, involved early with a couple of touchdowns. And then, it seemed like a quiet night for Tyrone Morris until the second half. And then he ripped off 3 receiving touchdowns. Terry Jackson even got in on the act. A.J. Harris obviously doing his thing with a couple touchdown grabs. And I thought did a decent job on the kickoffs, having to take over for J.R. Sipra this week.
Sure, he did a great job stepping in on the kickoffs. J.R. will be back next week, so that'll be huge. The receivers all made plays. They're playmakers. That's what I said. You got to get them the ball, and they're going to make plays. When you take a look at it, we also, A.J. McKenna brought us a dimension inside the 5-yard line of being able to run the football with pretty good success. I mean, he's a 6'5" guy that's athletic and tough and physical and runs hard. And, he was able, when we get inside there, that's a great option to have, to be able to makes us that much more dangerous, to add to our package.
On the defensive side, Zach Williams, who took over and started at the nose, a Kent State product, he was an absolute beast up front tonight. In fact, the front 3 of Zach Robinson and Andre Portis, unfortunately, Andre got ejected from the game. Rod Rutherford spent most of the night on his backside on the turf.
Yeah, I mean, Zach, local Erie kid, you love to see that. You love to see that when a guy like that can come out and make plays. And, he played for us last week. He didn't, play as well as I would have expected him to. But we gave him another opportunity here tonight because I know the potential he's got. And he was lights out tonight. He caused all kind of problems, and he blew their center up all night long and made it easy for those guys up front, our MAC linebacker and our DNs to make plays.
You used the word embarrassing about the performance last week against Johnstown. You bounced back big, and now some tough teams coming up on the home schedule. Western Kentucky, you got 2 with Johnstown, Cincinnati coming in. So, do you feel that this was a big step in kind of just getting things, getting the machine oiled up and ready to go as you're playing some of the tough teams in the Northern Conference?
Well, here's what I like about it. We came out of the gate slow. You mentioned first 2 or 3 drives. I don't know that we scored on. But you talk about from that point on, we score 70 points or whatever it was. I mean, that's a killer instinct. That's a killer mentality. Because if we wanted to, we could have coasted and won this game 60-28 and just coasted along. But no, that's not our mentality. We want to attack people. We want to score as many points as we can score. There's no mercy in Erie when you come to Erie. You're not getting any mercy. We don't care who you are. And I give them a lot of credit. They played hard. I mean, I do want to give the Sting credit. They did play hard. Thought they got a little chippy at the end, lost their temper a little bit, and I'm sure that they'll get that corrected.
Sean Liotta, the head coach of the Explosion, an 88-34 win, 2-1 on the season. Coach, we will talk to you next week.
Thank you.
More post-game with nose guard Zach Williams, of course a local product here, played at Cathedral Prep, played his college ball at Kent State, and with your offensive line mate, your defensive line mates Mike Robinson and Andre Portis, you guys were in the offensive backfield, it seemed, on every play, giving Rod Rutherford another tough night here at the Tulio Arena.
I just don't think they can handle our speed up front in general, and I think we have just a very talented defensive line right now, and it showed tonight.
And Coach said this was your second game with the team, so overall now it seems like the cohesiveness now with you 3 up front, and it allows the rest of the team, your linebackers, Big Row and D'Angelo, and then your secondary to make plays when you guys just own the offensive line up front.
Yeah, we just got a chance to mesh very well. We came to this game a lot less nervous than the last game, and it showed, and I just think that we're just going to get better every game from here on out.
As you look now, 5 straight home games, and against nothing taken away from the Sting. They've come up here and played hard in 2 games, but you're going to be playing some better competition and some better teams now coming up in the next 5-game stretch. So, how big was this, and how much confidence does this give you now for those next 5 home games against some really good teams coming in?
It was a good game for us to build off of, but we needed to still stay hungry and not even just move on past this game and just worry about the next game. And we gotta remember our last loss and just know how that feels, so we just don't go through that again.
And for you personally, how does it feel? You get your first opportunity this season to play in front of the home fans once again.
Oh, it was really exciting. I had a lot of people here watching me, and it just made it that much better that we could go out there and put on a good show for the fans, and it was a good experience.
Zach Williams, part of a monstrous defensive front that harassed Rod Rutherford and the Western PA Sting all night. Zach, thanks for your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Willie Idolette playing his first game at wideout with the Erie Explosion, had 2 touchdowns in the first half. Willie, you and A.J. McKenna, the newcomers to the offense, it was a slow start to the game offensively, but then when A.J. found his groove and found you for a couple of early touchdowns, the offense just took off from there.
Yeah, like I said, newcomers coming in, just took us a couple of minutes to kind of get going, but like I said, once we got it going, it was easy sailing from there.
Hey, Willie, you've played in the indoor football for a couple of years now, all UIFL last year for the Northern Kentucky River Monsters, but this wide receiving core that you joined and played with in your first game tonight, A.J. Harris, Tyrone Morris, Terry Jackson, where do they rank as far as groups that you've played with in your indoor football career?
Great group of guys, great receivers. It makes it easier for me when I have great guys, great talent around me. Quarterback, like I said, has a ton of time. Offensive line's doing great, so it makes it really easy for us to just do what we're supposed to do and catch the ball.
You did more than catch a pair of touchdowns in this game, too. You had some tackles on special teams all over the place. I think you even saw some time in defenses. They were rotating guys in and out on defense. But, when you're on a roster with 18 players, your number can get called to do a lot of all kinds of things during the course of a game.
It's just, doing what we got to do to help the team. It doesn't matter if you're an offensive or defensive player. Special teams, can help, swing a game one way or the other. So we just go out there and do what we have to do.
Okay, the big question, and the one that everyone here in that wants to know, and I know Joe's definitely been bugging me to ask it, is the celebrations. And they were great tonight, by the way. You're calling that game on the Image Sports Network, all kinds, including the pom-pom ones where you guys jumped up on stage and danced with the Irresistibles. But, everybody here in the media room wants to know who's in charge of that, first of all, and who comes up with most of the ideas?
Well, the receivers, we all kind of get together and we just want to make it fun. Arena football is all about the fans. We just want to, get out there, have a good time. That was kind of semi-planned. We're glad we got out there and did it. We got a penalty for it, but it is what it is. But like I said, we just want to get out there and make it fun for the fans.
And when you score 88 points, you can come up with several different ones and get to use them. So that was fun to watch tonight.
There's more to come.
More to come. Willie Idolette, 2 touchdowns in his Erie Explosion debut. Thanks for your time, Willie.
Appreciate it.